In this tutorial, we will look at how to use a cumulative frequency diagram to read information. The cumulative frequency diagram gives information about the heights in metres of a sample of 100 oak trees in Camden, London. Here's our graph. Along the horizontal axis, we have the height of our trees in metres, and as usual, on the vertical axis, we have cumulative frequency. And our graph takes this classic elongated S shape. Do notice that the highest point on our graph is 100 on the cumulative frequency, and that's our 100 oak trees. That's going to be important as we calculate our various quantities. Using the cumulative frequency diagram, complete the table below for the heights of the 100 trees. So we're asked to find the lower quartile, the median and the upper quartile. Do remember that these values correspond to the first 25% of our data. In this case, that would be the first 25 trees, but I'll label it as 25%. The median is 50% of the data, and the upper quartile is 75% of our data. So let's look at the median first. The median is the middle value. So where will be the middle tree on our diagram? Well, we had 100 trees, so the middle tree is the 50th tree. It's going to be just here. We're going to draw a horizontal line at that point 50 until we reach the line. And then we're going to draw a vertical line down so that we can read from the scale on the horizontal axes. And this tells us that we do in fact have 10 meters. We have 10 meters, so the median tree has a height of 10 meters. Let's look at the 25% mark. Well, again, because we have 100 trees here, we're very lucky that will actually be at 25. So again, I'm going to draw a horizontal line from 25 across until I reach the graph and down. Now you want to try and be quite accurate. Don't just assume it's on the grid because that's easy to read. But I'm going to read that as 6 meters. I would say that the 25th tree is 6 meters. I'll record that here. Then we're going to look at the 75th tree, and we're going to again draw a line. We draw these lines, they're like showing our working. So we're showing that we know that we need to go from the point at 75 and then down to read our horizontal axes. Now the way I've drawn that, maybe I was a little high here. I'm actually going to read that as 15 meters. If you're doing this with pen and pencil, it may be more accurate. You may be able to get more accurate readings than I am. That's 15 meters. So I filled those in. Let's have a look at these questions. It asks, what percentage of trees were less than 5 meters tall? Well, this time 5 meters tall is on the horizontal axis here, 5. So I'm going to work the other way around, and I'm going to be drawing a horizontal line up until I reach the graph, and then a vertical line across, and I will read that as 18 trees. So here I will write in 18 trees. The final question is, how many trees were taller than 20 meters? Again, I'm looking at this axis, 20 meters. I'll draw a vertical line up, a horizontal line across, now I do believe that mark there is 97. We'll just mark that here as 97. Now we need to be very careful at this point because we're asked how many trees are taller than 20 minutes. Well, at 20 we have reached the 97th tree. So the trees which are taller than 20 metres are going to be represented by this line, and they're going to be from the 97th to the 100th tree. We can do 100 minus that 97 to give us 3. So we know that 3 trees are taller than 20 metres. So that shows you how to read a cumulative frequency graph.